old school, new school, need to know this.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Wait Within podcast. My name is Gena.
And I'm Ashley.
And we are so happy to have you join us this episode. It's our first episode with our first guest, which we'll talk about shortly. But before we do, we want to go through some of the things that, is setting the stage for our episode every week. So, first up, updates. How's your wellness plan going?
It's not going. The only thing that's changed is my hair.
Oh, okay.
Yours
okay.
too. Yours too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
But you're still working out?
Yeah, I did not go forward with that. What did I say I was gonna do? Bodybuilding?
Yeah, the natural body.
There's no bodybuilding.
Okay.
I've been emotionally eating.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I gained back weight. I think it was over the holidays I gained 20 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finally down 10. But yeah, I don't know where I am now.
Yeah. And we talked about it in the first episode.
We made a note to ourselves last season that we were going to try new things.
Yeah. Yeah. I have done pretty good so far.
Mhm.
I have been cooking more. I
Okay.
have been drinking my water.
You've been killing them challenges.
What challenges?
The Peloton challenge.
Yes, I've been killing the challenges.
And I've seen the transformation, y'all. It's not where you think it going. During the holidays when I saw Gena, I thought she got a BBL. I thought she got a BBL. Who is it? Tunde? Who's doing it? Who's doing it?
It's a mixed bag of classes.
Shout out
to Tunde. Shout out to
overall the Peloton fam.
Yeah, the whole Peloton fam. I've been doing the pump up the volume strength challenges that they have on there. They're 4-week challenges.
I do not.
And I've been doing those with my friend Brandy. Shout out to Brandy. We've been doing these.
Mm-hmm.
We're on our 5th one, so it's been 5 months.
Wow.
Of that's the most consistent I've been.
Because I think when I saw you last and I asked about your BBL, and then you told me it was not. You were telling me it's just Peloton. And I was like, I've had a Peloton now. When I started my journey, I won a Peloton. I would casually get on it. But I got a new job.
Yeah.
And I wasn't able to go to the gym. And I also work in another state. So I was like, I'm going to get on this Peloton because I want whatever Gena got.
Okay, it's enough.
And it's been great. I've been doing it that's what changed. I've been doing it by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, just doing it and motivating with your community, it's been good.
Yeah.
Less pressure.
Less pressure. So that's our update.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing we said we were going to start talking about is what's in the news. Is there anything triggering in the news that we want or think? No, not really.
Not triggering in the news.
I mean, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. The world is going to hell in a basket. So everything is triggering.
The Leviathan theory is something that I learned about. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, maybe if you're going to say that, you should probably have learned what it is.
I know what it is. It's something in the water they're trying to freeze. And it's going to come up and get us. It's a serpent, alligator, dragon.
How do I stop this from recording?
You asked me what's been in the news that's been bothering me. Is it about to be the rapture?
I meant about wellness.
Oh, not about the rapture?
Not about the serpent rapture.
I'm going to tell you right now, the rabbit hole, y'all been worried about the Epstein files. I've been worried about that. Whatever they trying to freeze in the ground.
I'm over here thinking, have they been talking anything about, protein and what grain seed?
No.
We got a serpent in the ground.
Okay.
What in the...
Let me pull it back. What I have been seeing, I don't know. I have been seeing a lot of people talking about hitting these walls that we are in, and a lot of my feed lately has been like, it's not your fault, sis.
Yeah, true.
Genetics and just overall where you are in life.
Yeah.
You need supplements. My timeline changed from eat your protein, work out until to this. It's not your fault. I don't care how much you run or how much you eat. That's not going to help you sustain. You need to supplement. That's been my timeline. I don't know about yours, but my
timeline is all transformation, people.
Oh, people just popping up looking great? I don't like those.
Yeah, me either.
I don't like
those. But somehow
somehow
that's all there. And all the recipes to add more protein.
Oh, that's good. I fell
Some
off
of
of
them I
that.
don't believe them though. Like I'm gonna just say this, and then we'll get started with our first guest.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the people that keep pushing that you can make pizza out of
That is
ground
nasty.
turkey
Or chicken.
or chicken
They
and then make
lying.
that a crust? I've done it, and I almost threw up. It was so
It's
gross.
disgusting. It's disgusting. I tried it once and I tried to hype myself up. It's gross.
It's gross.
Now, what I can get behind is the cottage cheese thing. I don't like cottage cheese, but
You a lie because you
I
be tearing
did.
that down.
I did try the very clean version of the cottage cheese tiramisu.
Oh, did you? Was it good?
It was amazing, and it was completely sugar free.
That's good. I didn't try that. You didn't share that.
But I did not like that chicken thing.
No,
No,
that the meat crust.
the crust is meant to be crunchy.
The crust is meant to be
Crust.
God damn it, crust.
We're in New York,
Right.
and that's some of the best pizza.
I didn't want a burger crust.
It is so meaty.
It's gross. It's gross.
We can't get behind it.
Yeah,
That's what's
sorry.
insane. So we
Hated it. What should we be doing?
I know.
See, I wish I could snap. You do it. 1, 2, 3.
Hey,
It's enough. We've done enough.
all right.
We're so happy to welcome our first guest of season 2. This is Yan Huo, who is here to talk to us a little bit about the work that she does in wellness. She integrates East meets West healing approaches and has 25 years of clinical experiences in clinical trauma work, relationship therapy, holistic nutrition, and food therapy. And she has been in private practice for 17 years, educating the community about holistic healing and how to advocate for their own mind, body, and spirit healing. So, Yan, welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. I know it's a mouthful. That's a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot, but that's just represents how well read and all the information you're probably going to share with us. So I'm excited for us to get to talking.
Thank
Great.
you for having this platform, though.
Yes, of course. Yes, thank you. We're so happy that you were able to come. So let's get us started. What personal experience led you into this transformation work and integrative health?
It started as young as I was about 6.5 years old.
Oh, okay.
6.5, 7.
Nice.
So, start really understanding how the body works and the suffering, the pain. And so, long story short, my family immigrated at that time. So my mom's parents sponsor us to come, and so I grew up in New York City, started first grade and so forth. But we came in December, end of December. I remember December 21st, 1982. Wow. Long time.
Nice. What a memory.
And because the whole experience was traumatic for me.
Sure.
The snow was it literally I think within a week New York hit that like one of the largest snowstorm where literally you can't even open the door. You like the snow was that high. And I'm just looking at everywhere it was white. I was like, and I grew up in a place in Guangzhou. Everyone knows Guangzhou now. It's one of those 4 top big city in China, and so it's like Florida weather. And so I grew up in a tropical weather. So I've never.
Oh yeah, so that was a shock to the
cold
system
or
already.
snow, right? And then the food too. I remember
Oh no.
like having a whole accident in the airplane because the food was very. It was like a whole, So sorry if my Wi-Fi wasn't stable.
Yeah.
So even from the food, the taste, like I never had dairy, never had milk, and just the taste of that. I remember they gave me some dairy stuff, and I couldn't hold it in. It was just all that experience is still in my mind. All that.
Right.
You remember all the 6 senses. But really, what happened was that was not really like the really traumatic piece. That was just like eye-opening. But what happened was that I started to realize I cannot handle cold. But also, the other story is that this was the first time my parents got to know me. I didn't grow up with my parents. So my father was like the Chinese medicine doctor, the doctor foot, like all in the foot doctor means he goes on foot and goes to a different village to treat different people. And he was sent there. And he was the type of back then where you have the herbs in the out in the mountain, the air temperature is the best. So he learned how to pick herbs, and so he did all of that. But it was in the countryside. So during that time, the communists would say they send you wherever you need to work. So it doesn't matter he's from the city of Guangzhou, he was sent to this countryside. And of course that's how he met my mom. So it's about 2-3 hours away. So so once they have me and my brother, we were sent to in the city to live with my grandma. So they might see us like maybe twice a year. So we really were raised by my grandma. So we really get to know like, oh, these are our parents when we came to America. So that was the big shocker. So this is why later, just tying into the whole emotional piece and why I choose psychology later, because I understand like what that does to a child, because of the bonding, the separation, the attachment, when you understand like later, the stages of child development, the attachment theory, it really starts from age of 4 and up, and who you're attached to, and your, sort of your like your object, stability and so forth. So yeah, so that was turn of like, where's my grandma, right? So there's emotional loss there, and then then I start I'm not able to breathe, and I realized later that I have asthma. But what happened? I remember still gasping for air, and I can't breathe in the middle of the night, waking up, go, and so that was scary. But that's when my parents go, oh, like, you're anemic. I was anemic because I was also a picky eater. So my grandma was saying like she didn't want to eat anything. All she wanted was rice and sauce, or soy sauce, or other gravies, and that's it. She didn't want to chew vegetables. She didn't want So my mom, of course, was like, oh my God, first it was a lot of misunderstanding, like, was she neglected, No, because I just didn't want to eat, right? So I was malnourished, and then the cold. Also, my grandma, because during that time, all her children were away, working different places. She was depressed. She was a chain smoker. So raising me and being a chain smoker, I slept with her. She carried me. I remember a lot of pictures of seeing smoke, like going to the restaurant with smoke, around the house when she played mahjong with smoke. So this is why lifestyle medicine is very hard to, deep rooted in my understanding of that, because I'm the first experience of what that is, not just on genetic of like what you're born with, but how you're being affected through lack of, so because we can always make it up. Whatever you weren't born with, we can make up. So I didn't have that, right? I didn't have the extra supplemental. And then the environment, right? We talk about like toxins, exposures. So I have all of that. But because I was in a tropical area, I guess my immune system wasn't suppressed and wasn't challenged like I was in a cold area. So looking back, I understand like, okay, this is what is happening to my body. It was very challenged, and and then what it means to be anemic, right? It's always cold. If you look at my picture when I was younger, it was like pale white. All my pictures were so like pale, like a sheet of white, and dark ring, and under your eye, like even when I was little. And that is that. And then the other thing was the circulation. So I remember playing in the swing and holding the swing when it's so cold, my finger were all cracked and was bleeding all the time. Like, when I say understand the pain, suffering, when I get older, I say I want to find something that really help people not to suffer. Like, that was always a message, like not to have them, whether it's going through losses or suffering. So it's definitely a calling. But because I was very fortunate because my father picked it up right away. We went to a couple of acupuncturists. We didn't go to Western medicine treatment. Is because they already went in Chinatown in New York was already more developed, and they're like, okay, go to an acupuncturist, get some herb, and then my mom was just like, she was a very firm mom, so she was like, nope, you're not going to, you have no choice. And I remember her just feeding me. So any parents that would say, like, I don't want to force my kid, but you know what, I need to be forced to the point where I love food. I think preteen, like I start eating everything and start even embracing like bitter food or other types of food.
Good.
Where so I think it's important. Sometimes there's like the fine line between forcing versus adamant and letting them know you have to. You have to. There's no choice of that. Yeah.
That's a great backstory. I mean, it really explains, at least for me, it showcases why you would even get into this work, right? Like, one, your father was already doing some of the Eastern medicine, right?
Yeah.
Because of who he was and what the work that he did, but even your own experience and knowing that you changed your environment, everything changed under you. That's wild. Because, I think people take for granted that I moved to Arizona. My family moved to Arizona when I was like a teenager. And we got there, and I remember all I did was cough the whole time in Tucson, which is where they usually send asthmatics to Arizona because the air is dry. So anyway, nobody could figure out what was wrong with me. I finally went to the doctor, and it turns out I was allergic to everything in Arizona. And so I had asthma, and it was making me, like, the cacti, pollen, every natural flower, all the pollen, everything in Arizona I'm allergic to. Like, I cannot go live there because it's a total environment change from where I grew up, which didn't have cactus or, any of those kind of flowers. I grew up in Western Canada. So I get it. And I remember thinking, it's got to be something here. Like, what? I'm not, sick. Anyway. So I hope I'm saying this right. So epigenetics.
Yeah, epigenetics.
Yeah. Can you explain to us and our listeners what that is, and then and how that means and how it might reflect itself with someone who feels stuck with their genetics?
Yeah, this is this whole new field of the breakthrough. I would say it's a breakthrough in the last 10 years, maybe less.
Okay.
It's why is it so exciting? Understanding epigenetic no longer, hopefully that help people understand that whatever they're going through, whether you're told like for example diabetes, there's no cure for this, or autoimmune disease, there's no cure for that. Hopefully the science expresses something different and say, nope, things are constantly evolving and changing, and you can get better by doing X, Y, and Z based on this finding on epigenetics. So what does it mean? So really, in the past, in the especially, I would say the Western model, because the genetic piece is where the microscope, the cells, and study biochemistry is looking into, and saying, even back then, you hear people say, well, if you have, alcohol addiction, you drink alcohol, it will kill your brain cells and it won't go back. I mean, I don't know if you remember that, but I remember that time when people say, your brain cells don't come back, and it's not true.
They're gone. They're gone. So it was like, do I do this or not?
That was a deterrent. For a long time. Drinking was a social thing back then because people were scared of that, for sure.
Yeah. So it's really important, not just the non-medical, but it's important for the medical community to focus on this, because not every medical community pay attention to this or take this seriously. Because if they do, you're not going to tell someone, hey, if you have stage 4 cancer, you got 3 weeks to live, or you have diabetes and you have to go on medication forever. Like saying that, for me, seeing so many people over the year, it takes away their hope to get motivated to do something about it, to fight for themselves, to advocate for themselves. Because a lot of time when you told them, because I meet a lot of people who I said, well, I think you can do X, Y, Z, and then they bring to the family members like, no, what the doctors say, you only have 4 weeks or 6 weeks. I don't think we're gonna go this route. And I'm like, give it a try. Why don't you give it? No,
what do you have to lose at that point?
So that's, I feel like sometimes that's, that can take away that chances that people have. That's all. So the epigenetic, why I am passionate about, teaching and incorporating this. It's, so you understand your genetics, right? You understand. So for example, I understand my mom's side and my dad's side. My dad's side, everyone is good appetite, fast metabolism, Ashley, and I meet briefly. My dad is like thinner than me. Everyone on his side's like they can just eat and just like we can,
Right.
and then my dad would sit there and he can eat like for an hour at dinner and we aren't done and things like that, and he burns it. My mom's side's opposite. My mom's side, so people on my dad's side, they live longer. People on my mom's side, more overweight, a lot more overweight. Blood sugar issue, heart issue, blood pressure, you name it. They easily, their genetics are easily inflamed. Okay, they're less tolerant. So I know I'm carrying both. I notice I do have both. I do burn easily, but I also gain weight easily. So I do have to watch what I eat, not like my dad. But if I watch what I eat and I still enjoy my food, it's no problem, But I don't bounce up. Like I don't, when I get sick, it still takes me a while. So I have to be very careful. My immune is not as strong. And I think it's also my mom is anemic too. Growing up, she had 2 blood transfusion going through the time when their food was scarce at that time growing up. And so she was very anemic and she had to get blood transfusion. So I have part of that on top of the lifestyle, right? So nature versus nurture. So understanding just genetic, yes, it's important, but doesn't mean that I'm going to have all the problem that my mom's side have, right? But it still is understanding the work. And what the epigenetic tells us is that if you are maintaining a healthier lifestyle, you're supplementing properly, meaning herbs and supplementation, mineralization, eating proper food, just really balancing that out, and the importance of sleep. And so we can dive into each one and how it affects your gene, but incorporating all of that can suppress a lot of your negative genes, and can support and focus on the good genes. So we actually can turn on and off our genes, and we are in control. So the gene doesn't control us; we control it.
Well, this is why I think makes your work important, because I think when everyone goes to their annual visits, they understand you may be borderline for something, you may be actually diagnosed with something. Most of the time, Western medicines, they diagnose you with things, or they pacify it and just say, there's nothing you can do, you just have to live with this. And there's been a lot of conversations, at least I've been seeing, even with someone prominent like Oprah, talking about your maintenance weight, your body always feeling comfortable at whatever symptoms you experience, inflammation or weight gain. It's almost become that you must push Western medicine. You must take something other than like what you just said. So I guess we can talk about it, but like how, if you focus on your genetics, how can that for our listeners, increase longevity, and also overall you see success? Because maybe where we're maintaining at isn't a bad thing. I think that we're so result driven and very quickly that we talk about this all the time. The work is slower, and maybe what people need to do is even peel back the exercising, peel back the programming with nutrition, but really understanding their body, which is why your work is important. So maybe you can talk to us about, I guess, what expressions do you see with most of your clients? What genetics come up? How do you often, I guess, reset their mindset? Because when you go into a wellness journey, you're often resetting, literally all the time.
Yeah.
So how do you, I guess, take away what people have been coached to believe their body should be doing, and then get them to do this work and get it to be successful?
Okay.
Very long
so
question.
twofold. Thank you, for asking that. Twofold for that. I have made a mission to not be someone who changed someone's mind. And
that's nice.
That's important.
That's good.
Yeah.
Right.
I've learned after 17 years. This is me celebrating. I'm actually doing a whole shout out for my 17 years of entire practice.
17 years, you're almost an adult. Yay! You're gonna be able to vote next year.
We started January 2009. So yes,
nice.
This is a long journey. And I learned a lot. I grow a lot in terms of how to handle these, like the questions you have, how to answer questions and people's pushbacks, or how you, especially back then, it's very new. Like I remember just people calling me, and even like the medical boards, like like we're not I had people send me emails and stuff like that, but it's so different. Like they are feeling like this is and I was in Philadelphia, so we have 3 major medical hospitals, and it's like a very like dominant lawyer and doctor like place. But I feel like it's such a great time to talk about it. Back then it was just a lot more. And so
Right.
so what I've learned is not to really push back, but just to like talk to people who are open-minded, because I feel like results will show. Like it's not about what I say, it's really the result. So people who come to me, unfortunately, we're the last stop. Okay, so majority of people that see me has said I've tried all and for me that was really good in a way, because I've learned through I look at all the different specialists report and blood work and medication they take. So I learned so much through that, dealing with so many people's chronic illness. And when I was the last stop, whether it's they're on psychotropic medications, other pharmaceuticals. I do a lot of people with dual diagnosis, mental health addictions, and like cancer and diabetes and pain, like really, because and so people realize like maybe something's connected, and our body really is connected. And so when people come and they're like, I feel better, I can really help them understand that. But backtracked, so when people come to me, they're like, I don't really understand this, but I haven't tried this, was the usual response. So what do I get to lose? Because I'm already feeling awful, and it's been many years. So and then I do have a lot of people who said like don't like the side effect of my anxiety medication or my depression, or like I haven't cried, I haven't feel right, all of that too. And so like I haven't feel like it's working, then my doctor switched me something else because that didn't work, and then that worked a little bit, then it didn't work, and then so I'm sick and tired of that too, or I'm sick and tired of the weight gain from medication, right? And so forth and so forth. Do you have something for me? I don't want to just be on the birth control pill for that reason, for and so fertility. I mean, so I've seen it all through the practice. So I would just say, you know what? I want people to just be open-minded and research. If you found something that works for you, then you hold on to it, right? But if you feel like you could do better, you want to feel better, then let's talk. Let's look at this.
How do you define, pillars for each of your clients? Because everyone's going to come to you, like you said they come to you kind of the last resort, not the first. How do you identify how to treat your patients? Is it standard testing? Is it kind of give us more information if you can, without giving away everything, about what your coaching consists of? What are the steps taken, and what does success look like? And when people finally get that success, because we're so result driven as a society, at least in America, Western medicine, do they stick with you? Do they walk away and say, I can go back to living my life now? And do you often have to play with this ping pong? Because we all, in our journeys personally, we ping pong all the time.
Yeah. I think I'm currently ping ponging.
We're currently ping ponging.
I'm in a ping,
Yeah.
but not the pong.
So how do you define it? Do you walk us through your process when you get a new client? What do they do? And then if things work, what happens then? Do they stay, or do they leave, or come back? Like, what is your experience with that over 17 years?
Actually, so many good questions. Good questions. I love it. I don't mind sharing the process. I think it's important because it's very different. It's not like taking your blood work. And I tell people your blood work just tell you what's going on the last 90 days. It doesn't really help you understand you and getting to know you know? So you're looking at something and then you're taking it full value instead of face value. Yeah. And so I don't think people going in there more of not an empowerment mode, they're in the fear mode. So a lot of time you're not making a logical decision. But what I want to do is help people understand during the assessment, helping them connect the dot and create the puzzle, like fill in the puzzle pieces what they don't understand. So I also go in a very spiritual as well, energetically. So in Chinese medicine, we traditional TCM, you hear a lot about TCM. That's also based on the 5 element theories, right? We're talking about like the water, fire, wood, because each organ and like your liver's fire, your kidneys water, and so forth. Your lung is metal. So each of that dictates like that flow and how when there's stagnation. But how I use it is looking at food. Okay, so depending on how open the person is. If they say, well, I want to just understand like what's going on and goes like basic, versus someone who's like, I want it all. So I have 2 different packages actually. Someone who really want like energy reading, like based on your birth chart. Also based on your birth chart, there's a mapping that I can see from your day of birth. Like for me, for example, like I'm a fire dragon year, but on the day I have a metal element. So for me, I need something that supports the metal. So metal means like that's also talks about my respiratory. So I had to really pay attention to my respiratory, okay? My lungs and digestion, large intestines. And so that's always been my work. And then once I understand this, I'm like, so food that are more watery, like mushrooms, and like working on your immune. So like it's just a large intestine food. I'm allergic to I don't know if you've seen like Bioset muscle testing. I've done that, and when they hit coal, like coal, I've literally was sensitive to coal. They even have hot, like sun, like hot and cold, and dust. So like dust came out, and that too. So understanding that. So like for me, I have an opportunity to, when I have my wellness practice in person for the first 7 years was in person, and I have a whole staff of like acupuncturists and licensed massage therapists, craniosacral therapists. We had like a yoga studio. We teach meditation. We literally was the art of wellness, really showing people you have to not just do one thing. It's not just eating good food or just exercise. Like it's good important to how to work on your nervous system, right? In different ways, or using different acupuncture and herbs. But when I talk, I have an opportunity to interview and get to know so many different disciplines. And I realized that everyone is it's almost like Western medicine, where you're just like focusing on your discipline and that separate part. But it's hard for them to like come in the whole, like understand the full picture. So a lot of the practitioners don't have nutritional knowledge still in depth, like more than Western medicine doctor, but a lot of them don't do their own practice or understand that in depth in terms of energy, food and energy versus food as calories. So when my practice is East meets West, we're moving from just calorie and nutrition to energy. So energy is also how foods prepare, how they're eaten, how they're paired up, when do you eat them. It's important. And for women, like what should you eat more and what should you eat during your cycle, and when should you not eat. Like that is understanding food and energy. That's different.
Yeah, totally different.
Yeah.
And it makes me think about, instead of people like that count calories heavy
Yeah.
and hard,
true.
instead paying attention to your energy could be giving you what you need, and probably easier to deal with.
I saw something today. It was really funny. It was like, I've been more peer pressured to eat protein as adult than I was like peer pressured to have drugs.
Yes.
And I just say like, it's funny that you mentioned like the idea around wellness. You've seen the peaks and valleys, but I feel like we're in an all-time high, and it's also going across multiple generations. So it can mean different things to everyone. And no one's ever broken it down that way, where it should be based on energy and things that can supplement you and make you feel better. And just recently, I have a cousin that lives in London. She was telling me how obviously she's struggling, going back and forth with I'm going to do following me, which she shouldn't. I'm not a professional. I'm going to do fasting. I'm going to do the working out. I'm going to count my calories. And it just wasn't helping her. However, lately she's been focusing on supplementing her body and making sure she feels better. And like you said, the energy behind food, I guess for you and what you do, it must be cringe to see how social media has pushed. They're still not doing it right. So like, how do you get messaging like this out there when we're so about eat your protein, count your calories, when you're in the back of your mind, you're like, these people still don't know
Right.
that this can be so easy. And I think a lot of people pay attention overall to Chinese culture. You guys lean into wellness. My first experience with it was when I was pregnant, and my old company, the owners were Chinese, and they wouldn't push, but they would tell me certain things. Don't drink things that are cold after you have your baby. Keep your body wrapped up. It's one of those things that's just passed down in your family and kind of like generational. But how do you take this, and hopefully this platform helps you educate the masses that this has been working for centuries for us, and it seems like an easy lifestyle. We make things very hard. How do you start teaching people on your platform that it's so easy as, oh, you possibly, this is your birth year, this is how things are, maybe you should pair these things together. You need more water foods, you need more foods that are higher in protein or higher in fat. Do you have like a I guess like a jot form or kind of questionnaire for our listeners to try this out? It's almost like I want this teaser to understand why I'm all over the place, because I'm trying to do this and take care of kids.
Give her the time.
I'm just, how do you, it's so
You
much
asked like
information.
you asked like 5 questions.
No, interesting. I've never thought about food as energy. I've only thought about it as calories.
Right.
And now I'm
Brilliant.
trying to learn that.
Right. Therapy.
I feel like a test would be great. Do you have that on your platform?
I'm putting a couple of different things together to help people understand it a little bit more, and then they can match it and see. Yes, I am coming up with that. And I was gonna say, like, one thing I want to say to, like, all the different questions you asked me. One thing I want to say is, I realize, as I'm hearing you, what came to my mind is the Chinese love language is wellness. Okay, the
nice.
wellness advice that's the language when your past employer said to you, "Oh, we, pay attention like to this and that." That's their love language to you, and because we have a lot of built-in, remedies and care and protocols for mother, so we do care about the mom a lot in the Eastern medicine, not just the baby.
Wow.
And there's a lot of steps to make sure what does it mean to take care of the mom. That's why my community platform is and also my online course is called the 30-day hormone reset and longevity program, because we always look at further. So as a mom, we know that we need to take care of her this way after she gives birth, so that she can age well. She doesn't have all those symptoms later on, the headaches, how she take care of herself later. It's not just about now. And also prevent like the depression that a lot of mom get. So there's a lot built into that might not be expressed like how the Westerns are more so diagnoses, like, okay, you have this issue now, mom typically have these issue postpartum. Okay, it's almost like they're waiting for that to happen instead of preventing it. How can we prevent that?
When we started this, I was telling Gena that when I started this weight loss thing, my daughter was 10 months or 11 months, and I was still nursing her, and it started with like a 2-day fast with only drinking water. And I remember that now I think about it in hindsight, it was so selfish because I'm nurturing my child, but I wasn't giving her any nutrients. And I was so focused on the results. And I obviously, after everything that they were so kindly telling me, I did the opposite. I was drinking cold water. I was draining my body. I wasn't thinking about my own, I guess, mental health. It was more so my physical. I wanted to be something so far from what I had experienced from 5 years ago. And I think all of us are kind of chasing that now, where we want to be so different than what we were. Even now, I'm like 20-year-olds, I wasn't thinking about protein and working out. I was I don't know, drinking, partying. I just wanted to get by. I feel like I just was so focused on something so different. And now that we joke about it, but I've now whiplash. I'm back to where I was. I have zero motivation. Maybe I hate to say, maybe I'm gonna be coming to you because now there's nothing to lose. I've tried it all except for when I went to my doctor the last time. He's like, I can give you something. I can start giving you medication that can help you lose the weight if that's really what you want. And I was like, was that really what I want, or do I just want to be heavy? I mean, healthy, or do I want to have longevity, or I don't know. I think we're in this pause, and I think what your work is, it can help fill in the blank when you just don't have the energy to work out every day and starve yourself.
Well, it sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that that's what your work does, is help you build up the energy or focus in on energy, which might be that energy that you need to work out or to get better sleep or, eat differently.
I have two assessments. So depending on how deep someone wants to get into, I also have the mind body health assessment, which literally goes over what do you do, your emotional stress, your mental health piece, right? Your love life, your work life, and your eating habit, your sleep habits, what are your complaints, symptoms, and so forth, and then medications, and things like that, and then sort of help you zoom out and then take a look at it, what's affecting what's going on, what's causing what, and getting to the root of issue. And so that way you go and so the other program is a little deeper. That's when I go really looking into your birth chart. It's called the 5D audit, health and purpose. So I don't know if you heard of the 5D living, or have you heard of the 3D? We're in the 3D, and hopefully we're trying to
give us all the D's. Give us all the D's. I don't know what any of them are.
Episode about D, but it was not about that.
You ready?
Yes, we're ready.
We're ready.
Okay. So this is where, if someone want to go deeper and spiritually and more than just the physical aspect of how do I look and how do I feel, we're going deeper into how can I maximize all my strength, maximize, really truly define my purpose and doing what I love, and how do I make sure that I am armed with protection, that I don't get sick, and if I get sick, I know how I can get well. And that is the 5D. So the 3D is where we are, how we got to this whole chaos that's going on in US and then the world, okay? Where we are focused on the fear or who has what, me versus you, the materialism, the title, where did you go to school, what's your bank account? That's the 3D. Okay? And so people constantly chasing after all that stuff. And so your happiness is very short term. And also then it's hard for you to fully get well when you've had that thinking. Okay? Both mentally and physically.
Amen.
You're preaching. I'm going to tell you, I'm in the 3D.
Yeah. Yes. I would agree. Me too. I'm definitely 3D in it. I'd like to get to the 5Ds.
Yes.
That fact that you guys saying that, you're moving into the 4D. The 4D is awareness and go, I don't like that. 4D means I don't like that, and I'm open to learning. I'm willing to shift. I'm wanting to shift in that area. I want more happiness and harmony with my family, for other people, even for the people I don't agree with. I want more peace and harmony. Yes. And that is going in that. If you want that, you're in 4D already.
That's amazing. So, go ahead, finish.
And then 5D, literally, practicing and feeling sort of like love within, that's constantly pouring from within, pouring out. That you're always abundance of love and peace, and that no one can steal your energy. No one can shake you, and because of that, you're always healed and whole.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, if someone is looking for getting to the 5D world, and they wanted to work with you to get there, what do they go and they do that second assessment? Let our listeners know how they can get connected or look into getting those assessments from you.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
Yeah, it's on yeah, it's on my website artofwellnesscenter.com.
Okay.
And it explained the two of the assessment, and then I also have packages like 5 sessions or 10 sessions packages to work with, and automatically when you do the package, or if you do get the 30-day hormone reset online program, because that goes into also helping people understand the weight loss differently. So I go into that in the weight loss at 30 days, because the hormones has a lot to do with your mental health, your cravings, whether it's craving for food or drugs. I help a lot of people stop smoking just using that program alone, and alcohol. So when we change your intestines, your microbiome, meaning the gut flora, your taste buds changes too. It rewire your brain, and then we have steps to help you with that. And then also when you start eating certain food groups that helps increase short chain fatty acids, it's going to increase, we call it brown fat. So the stubborn fat is where it's hard to burn.
That visceral fat. I'm fighting it every day.
All day long.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't see it at all. So you must be holding that. You must be holding the magnifying glass.
Yes, it's down here. The visceral
It's
fat.
under the table.
Yeah, the visceral fat's down here where we don't want to look at it.
But increasing the other doctor, that I saw a lot of great study that teaching, that Dr. William Lee, he's actually an international researcher, medical doctor, and board certified. Very few people like him are really speaking out and looking at the research in the nutrition, and is really inspired by his mom beating stage 4 cancer at 80 years old and doing it holistically. So he started looking at a lot of research that really backed a lot of things I was teaching people. So I was really grateful when he started putting out content about that. So it's out there. The short, so brown fat, when we increase more brown fat, it's going to help burn more. Okay. So that's in my program too, the 30-day hormone reset. And then I'll welcome you guys to join my community, and I'll drop more nuggets in there as well.
Okay.
But yes, and now longevity communities help each other. The longevity in a way of having fun, feeling youthful. Like, it's not just about living long. It's about slowing down your cells aging and repairing cells faster, as they can be repaired, and then people actually can reverse average 10 years just even starting.
I would be remiss if I didn't bring up 2 things. I don't want you to forget about it, because this is your platform to talk about it. One, you told me give more information about what this year means, and also you have some amazing things coming up this year for your business, and even for yourself, that you're celebrating not only your 17 years, but other things you're doing for yourself. So tell us about that, because that's exciting. And thank you, so kind, for extending the 30-day challenge to us. I can't wait. We can incorporate that. We'll circle back. We'll do another episode to see whether or not it works if we listen to you. So tell us about the year and what you have coming up, because this year is a big year.
So everyone knows it's the fire horse year, but a lot of people might not know. So it's there's a lot of panic in the Chinese community, and people who study the Chinese metaphysics and understand the fire world. So we're in this. So fire is too high. It's destructive. But we need it. Fire represents the sun, so it helps to grow, nurture, create, and so you need to balance that out. So when we're looking in the sort of applying to your life and health, because in politics it's all about chaos. Okay, just you know. Mm-hmm. But with health,
listen.
We don't have enough.
Right, that's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother episode.
I'm panicking.
Right.
But with your,
I was like, oh my God, I'm already in fire.
Right.
We say, right, those who prepare.
Right.
That's true.
Never have to get ready. Well, I'm still not.
Those who prepare you will always be ready, and you'll see opportunities when people are screaming, yelling. You will be prepared to say, go here, do this, right? Mm-hmm. And you'll stay calm. So understanding that, and I was telling Ashley, this is a year. It's also, so the double of the fire and the horse already means some horse is something, you know, the characteristic is that they don't know how to pause. They're like, go,
Yes.
Yeah.
charge up front.
I totally feel horsey.
Right. Why is the
So,
segment ready?
so
Right.
everyone I talk to so far is like, I'm like, I feel like I can't even have a deep sleep. Like I wake up, I'm gonna have to do all this, do,
Yes,
right? It's like
yes.
constantly have
Yes.
to do stuff.
Totally. I feel
And-
like I never get anything done, but I'm always doing.
Yes. Yes. Always busy.
And so the biggest thing is this year for people to slow down is either, you know, journaling is will be also great, but breathing, meditation, finding 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, you know,
That's
throughout the
right.
day.
Okay.
5 minutes at different places and to breathe. You have to build in time throughout the day, 5 minutes throughout 5 minutes, maybe 4 times throughout the day to just breathe, to be by yourself, to walk. I don't care if you're high in your car, go into the bathroom, you know.
Keep it to the mouth.
Right. For me, sometimes I go sit in the cafe, you know, like a Starbucks near me or any cafe in corner and just like put on my headphone and work and not having to like answer to someone and to, you know, just be you, be with you, or to do nothing. Is the best, the 5 minutes of not doing anything, which is going to be hard. So that is even just eating peacefully, mindfully, you know, by yourself. A little bit here and there. So anything to slow you down is really important. Also, the other thing is people have to watch out for their heart and vision. So fire has a lot to do with fire's heart and vision. So when you don't, so it stirs a lot of emotions. So if people are emotional eating, this is why we need to talk about what we're doing to help people not emotionally eat. If you emotionally eat, you're not getting enough sleep, you're eating the wrong food, you're stressed, it's going to affect your heart and your vision. Also, vision is because we are in the AI technology world, so we're all going to be on our phone a lot. So again, 5 minutes of, I would incorporate 5 minutes of your alone time breathing and doing eye exercise. You're going to see me doing videos. I'm going to put out like time to do your eye exercise and roll around and look around and take a
Yes.
break, you know, in between your devices. So that will be very important. And then the other thing is those who do plan and take charge, take actions this year, it's going to do really well. So the year of the horse, fire horse means take lots of action. It's not about overthinking and talking. It's about doing. Okay.
Doing the work.
So if people asking you, you know, just like explain less and do more. If they really wanted to know, you want to make sure you're talking and explain to people who deserve that time with you, and they are really not just curious or just want to gossip and get your information, but they actually going to take your information and do it too, or, you know, be part of it, something, but not to, you know. This is also a year of like rumors and gossip. That's what I've learned. So be careful who you talk to, engage with. Protect your energy. That's the thing, is that protecting your energy to make sure people are on your side. And then the other thing, right, Ashley saying this, I am. So March is my big 5-0, my 50 celebration. So I'm kicking off my first Art of Wellness retreat in Jamaica. That's going to be end of March.
Wow.
So more news coming soon. So we're very busy to roll that out. So March 30th to April 1st, I will be doing a lot of food. So I'm not a vegan, but I'll be doing a lot of food, vegan cooking and explaining, as well as doing energy work and sort of rituals and going to different places to help people incorporate some of the learning together. It's going to be a retreat focusing on letting go, you know, really embracing the now and here in your life purpose. So we have to, like, there's ritual built into letting go as well. So yeah.
Nice.
That sounds great.
Sounds amazing.
Happy early birthday. I'm also the 5-0 this year, so but I'm in May, so, and I won't be
Very
doing.
close.
You guys need to give everyone more secrets because you don't look like it.
Yeah, we're
When I
pretty
first met
good.
her, I was like, so like we graduated the same year, right? Like I still can't believe it. You guys look amazing.
Thank you.
So
You guys
this
are-
is exciting. It's a lot of great information you gave us today, and
Yes.
how do we wrap this all up in a bow? And obviously, like you said, take action. If you were to find, I guess, one thing from today's conversation that you can give people that are curious about your work and transformation in a different way in Western medicine, what do you think is the first thing they should do? What do you leave as your takeaway today so that people can dip their toe? And if they're interested and want to learn more, then obviously they can come to your site and take those questionnaires that you have. But give us your, I guess, the best advice you've given your clients when they're ready to take this step.
So I'm not sure I'm going to answer in that order, but what comes to my mind is my purpose is I want to teach people how to be their own doctor in a way. I want people to teach people how to listen to their body and be their own advocate. And you know more than you realize, but you might not understand and put it to words. So you can, when you can explain it, you know, when people doubt you and you will doubt yourself if you are constantly seeking answer from the outside, right? So yeah, even though, let's say if you're coming to me and I'm the external, you're seeking information from me, my job is to not tell you what to do. My job is to help you get to know yourself deeply. And so that you will come out. So my 5D life audit, for example, is a blueprint to truly help you understand this. If you walk on this path, these are things that you can gain. If you continue whatever the path you're in, these are things you're going to have to watch out for, or this is something you have to be careful with in terms of that, you know. So what can you look forward to? There's always something to look forward to. And so I hope that I can help that, you know, if you're looking for something more in life than more than what you have, and you want to find more love and peace within you, not outside, contact me.
We love that.
We love it. Thank you so much, Yan. This has been a great conversation and great learning. I'm already excited to go do my assessment and figure out how to really focus in on energy as the driver. I think this has been great, and I hope our listeners were able to pull so much from it as much as we did. So thank you so much for joining The Wait Within today and sharing all your great knowledge. It's been great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay.
Yay.
Old school, new school, need to know this. Get your game up, you better keep focused.